Death simply means transcending from here to the other plane, consciously or unconsciously. So as I'm sitting here, I'm dead alive.
After death, what happens?
After death, you experience your tendencies. There is nothing like hell or heaven. People die, but in our language, our experience, they still live. When you die and your silver cord, which is the cord which links the other bodies to this physical body, if the cord is not cut off, you still live. The particles that made up this body, they die gradually, day after day. So every day we are dying. When you cut your physical body, you see there is a certain flesh, white. That's the astral body. So normally when a person dies and you cut the person, you will not see that white.
Yenana no monsuma bosum. Na yende yebesum Yehovah.
Okay.
What's your take?
Ignorance. Our forefathers worship God. They worship God through their ancestors. Christendom, they believe Christ, which is Jesus, was closer to the Father. So you need to pass through the Christ and go to the Father. And now Jesus is also an ancestor. He is dead and gone. There's nothing like resurrection. I will unfold it and you will see the secret clear.
Your friend is Sike. Oh, Sike, ya funi Sike. Sike, jankani Sike, ya temundo nyubezi. Welcome to Television CK. We're here again with an exclusive interview. My name is CK. Now, the discussion will be centered on dreams and ancestry. I have with me here the eye of Bisatumi Herbal Center. Bohosemi Tamewa me hose gramophone power me ba. We will kickstart. Anya asase ani asase amanso twenda ho ehu so pani kwapi akrama ni panyenim asase ne de amanso twibia nda ho na da ho no tetrete so himpom bi enim eno de bebi a wunya bi ato a ene Nasco Properties de nika ewo Nasco Properties wato asase na wiaje ho nkrata ne bibia no ope wo mo mbesi ama wa jai omo qualified construction team adan bia ope bia ombe kukurasi wonum kinkren Nasco Properties for farmland asase yantama yade yekua ewo Winneba ne Cape Coast Quantimpone so Simbrofo a eben Apam Junction Nasco Properties in Sasine Cheshiam biaye
Kaswa Winneba Road Dominase near the new Agbogloshi Onion Market Kaswa Winneba Road Akrampa near Fete Kakraba Kaswa Bojiasi Road Papase near Richmond School Complex Pram Old Ningo near Ningo Secondary School Tema Akosombo Road Shai Hills Osudoku Frey 0240 221 0277 071 717 and 0302 864 956. Nasco Properties,
your realtor for life. I'm back. The eye. Good evening.
Good evening once again.
Wow, I'm happy to meet you again.
I'm also delighted to meet you. Very happy.
This is my second time.
Yes.
Are you okay me calling you the eye?
Absolutely. I'm very okay by that because everybody is I.
Break it down a little bit.
Why everybody is I? You have the I, which is you, which is your well-being, the real you. We are, we are transcending towards the higher consciousness, which is the I. So the I is what we call God. So everybody has I. I am this, I am that, I am this. So if you want to say something about yourself, you say I am. So everybody is I. We are all I. So I'm happy.
Okay. As I earlier mentioned, we will discuss dreams and ancestry.
Yes.
So I don't know how you want to start it, but then I prefer you starting with the ancestry.
Good. Okay, I want to use this opportunity once again to greet everybody around the globe. Whoever you are, I'm greeting you. Namaste. And everybody has an ancestor. Everybody. Okay? And these ancestors, we have the good ancestors and we have the negative ones. Ancestors simply means, your forefathers who had lived and gone. Okay? They are your ancestors. Your gen. Okay? They are your ancestors. They have lived before. Part of them, there are those of them who live positive life and they had positive tendencies, and also there are part of them who also lived negative lives and they also had negative tendencies. Okay, so all these are your ancestors, and you cannot take away any of them out of the equation. Okay, because you can't say they are not, which they are. Okay, so when you call upon your ancestors, the negative ones will come. So do the positive ones will also come.
So anytime you call your ancestors, they will all come.
They will all come. So this topic is a broad topic. Okay, it's a broad topic, and each and every human being on earth plane that you are watching me, I want you to know there is a way of invoking your ancestors. I mean the good ones. Okay, but you should know whenever you invoke them, the good ones will come and the bad one will come.
What's the role of a bad ancestor?
Okay, the role of the bad ancestors is that, you know, as a human being, there are people who lived in the negative, you know, life. Maybe they were armed robbers, rapists and stuff. You understand me? All this is an action, and it is a karma that is there for them. Okay, so it will eventually turn the person as a negative human being, and when he dies and gone, he will be you know, a negative spirit. You know, so many a times these our traditional worshippers, okay, many a times when they pour libation and call upon their ancestors, because they are not all that deep into spiritualism, you know, they don't know when doing the ceremony, okay, the bad ancestors come, and so many a time they can come and give them some rituals which is a negative aspect, but they don't know. They think it is said by their ancestors, so it is on the right path. Meanwhile, it is not.
I want us to be clear here.
Okay.
So, if a rapist, and for that matter, a family member,
Okay,
or your forefather, is dead and gone, does it mean he's still a rapist?
Yes, he is your ancestors. Whatever he has done is a record. It's a tendencies.
No, but not when she or he is dead and gone.
No, listen to me.
Yes.
It is the physical body that dies. Okay, but the life still remains. You know, we are living in the life. Life is different from living. That is what I want you to know. When I die right now, that doesn't mean life is stopped. Life has never stopped. Life still goes on. So the life in which I have not made good use of it, okay, it is a record.
No, but if when you die, life still goes on,
yes,
then the tendency of the person changing to is at high rate.
Listen to me. Right now, I want to break it down here for you to understand me. Right now, let me use myself as an example. Okay, whatever I will meet in my old age starts today, isn't it so? So if I want to be a good person, okay, that tendencies of being a good person tomorrow will have to start today. Okay, so whatever I do is a legacy that is waiting for me. Okay, when I go, when I die and gone. Okay, so your ancestor who is a rapist, armed robber, whatever, okay, the reactions and actions is an energy, it is there.
No, but the possibility of
it is there. So we have different bodies, like 7 bodies. I want you to understand this. So you can reincarnate, but your consciousness is not being reincarnated. I want you to know this. And the second, you can reincarnate and your etheric body is not reincarnated, because when people die through accident, hardship and poverty and many more, sickness and many more, when they die, their etheric body, which is the astral body, and some of the bodies normally don't cut off from the physical body because the vibration is still active. The body needs to be feeble so that all the bodies will be able to do what? To disconnect from the silver cord. So if the body is not feeble and you die by negative actions, it gives this physical body a certain load which disables you to do what? To disconnect from this physical plane to the other planes. So many a time our ancestors are not into the reincarnation realm. They died and gone, but they are still between the Kamaloka, in between the reincarnation states and physical states. Because most of the negativity that they did, it is a tendencies, and your tendencies chooses where you go when you die. So we have bad ancestors and we have good ancestors. Whenever you invoke them, all of them comes. They are all part of your ancestors. They come.
What's death? Like
death simply means transcending from here to the other plane, consciously or unconsciously. So as I'm sitting here, I'm dead alive.
After death, what happens?
After death, you experience your tendencies. There is nothing like hell or heaven. This is something else, but I don't want to go there. Okay, death, people die, but in our language, our experience, they still live. They still live in life.
In a different realm.
No. Listen, when you die and your silver cord, which is the cord which links the other bodies to this physical body, if the cord is not cut off, you still live. I hope you understand what I'm saying. There are many people who the body is break. If your body is break, all the life in the body cannot do what? Cannot hold on upon the body. So they have to do what? They have to leave the physical body. But that doesn't mean you are dead and gone. You are still alive.
What prevents the cord not to be cut?
Many a time, you see, this life, everything has its limitation. This physical existence. So this body has an expiring date, which it has to live to that due. Okay, so when you are living in the life and the body is not feeble, okay, when I say feeble, the particles that made up this body, they began to die gradually. They die gradually, day after day. So every day we are dying. The cells within your system,
this physical
dying.
body,
yes, is dying. So the previous CK 2-3 years ago, the CK that we knew is not the CK that is sitting in front of me.
It's me.
No, listen to me. What put up of this body?
I understand you.
Okay, the food that we eat is what creates this body. I hope you understand me. So the cells changes. So if you are not living in the good life, it's part of your tendencies. So really, tradition link us directly to divinity. There is no any single tradition that asks for human sacrifice. There is no any single tradition that requires human blood. No, because tradition serves humanity and it leads us to the self. So if you see a certain practitioner who is a traditionalist, who demands for blood, who demands for human sacrifice, whatever, it means indirectly he is worshipping God through his negative ancestors.
Let's be specific here. Blood, as in human blood, but not animals.
Human blood. That's what I'm talking about.
Okay. So emphasis
human blood.
I'm talking about
human blood. Okay, and human part or whatever. Okay, because those ancestors, the negative ancestors, they lived in that kind of life before, so they had these attachments, so they couldn't transcend when they were gone. So they had, you can die. I normally see people. I normally see astral bodies. I once went to a cemetery with one of my boys. May the father rest in peace. The father died and we went to bury him. And when we went to the cemetery, and the boy saw me, I ran off from the cemetery. I went to the other graveyard, running. People were watching me, and the guy was confused. Why? What's happening to our master? I saw the father. Fast, the man was going, so I had to chase the father. I met the father and we spoke, and he told me some secrets which the boy didn't know about it. So I asked the boy to ask his mother, and the mother confirms. So during that incident, I met 3 people who were still alive, thinking that they are still living, but the body has already been broken. You see, the astral body is normal like this body. When you cut your physical body, you see there is a certain flesh, white. That's the astral body.
Whitish something.
Yeah, that's the astral body. So normally when a person dies and you cut the person, you will not see that white. That's the astral body. Okay, so it looks exactly like this body. So when you die and the etheric, the link, which is the silver cord is not cut off, okay, you will be living in, you know, in shallow life, thinking that you still live. Meanwhile, in the physical body, the original body is dead and gone.
So, in this instance, you see people,
Yeah.
but they wouldn't see you.
Yes, but when the energy is more vibrant, you can feel and touch, and that is what some of the accounts say. Otofu. We saw him here. We saw him there because the energy was very vibrant. When the energy is vibrant, okay, it means you have more physical stability.
I heard this story that a lady died and went to Nigeria and married and even gave birth.
Yes, it happens. I met 4 or 5 people, even around our vicinity. I met one woman who died, and I met her physical, and we spoke. You see, when the energy is vibrant, sometimes due to the incident that happened, okay,
was
the
he
cause of the
living
death,
normal?
yeah, the cause of the death, okay, maybe the cause was very terrible, like accidents, or maybe the person was in pain before she dies. Okay, so sometimes it causes some energy, some certain aura around that person, so it makes the silver cord and the etheric body, which is the astral body, become more vibrant to the extent he may not know that he is dead. I once met a woman, and she was also living in that shallow living, you see. So sometimes when their silver cord is not being cut off, you know, it's a problem. Okay, so we normally call these things that people know, many people call spiritual marriage or nightmare. Sometimes we call it dark satellite. Okay?
Dark satellite.
Yes, this jargon that we use it. Okay, the dark satellite simply means there are souls, okay, etheric body, astral body, which their cord is not being cut, so they can pass through you, they can come to you and have sex with you because they have the physical, you know, abilities and the physical enjoyment and happiness. It is there, the feelings is there. Okay, so your ancestors need you. They can borrow. We have something that we call part-time. They can borrow time from where they are and come to your karmic tendencies and ask the mother nature, okay, the keeper of the Kamaloka realm, for something, for help, so they can send you to accomplish that duty from that realm, which is that's what we call purposes. Okay, so if you come and you don't know your purpose, maybe you were sent by one of your ancestors to accomplish something, and you don't know your purpose, and you begin to do something different, they will punish you and terrify you, and you'll be petrified. Okay, because they sent you for a purpose, and you leave the purpose and doing something which is not. You see, so sometimes our ancestors send their grandchildren to come on a physical plane to do what? To play a role. So because of negligence and ignorance, they don't know.
No, but how will you be sent? Via birth? A woman will give birth to you.
Yeah.
And you come.
Yeah.
But then later on you forget that you've been
when
sent.
I'm talking about you being sent, I'm not talking about this physical body. I'm beyond. My speeches is beyond this physical body. I'm talking about the other bodies within this body. Okay, in the level of etheric or astral realm.
Sure.
Okay, so they send you there for a purpose. So you have to borrow a body. Okay, which is theta, which is a body. So you will choose the mother and the parent. I mean, the parent that you want to do what you want to.
Exactly what I was asking.
Yes, you will choose to come because you know why you were sent. So you know you need to know your gadget that you pick. So your parents, your siblings, whatever, your friends, they are your gadget.
Will you still come via your family?
Your family, yes.
Okay.
Yes, sure.
Okay.
Sure, because you have a link with them. Okay, you have a link with your ancestors, so definitely you are going to come through that family. You understand me? So sometimes we have something that we call ancestral curse. You can see a family, they are cursed. There's no marriage in the family, there's no wealth in the family, there's no peace of mind in the family, there's no good health in the family, because maybe one of their ancestors was cursed before. And this curse maybe was not unleashed on that ancestor. Okay, it has to pass through the gen. So it will be following generation something. It's a generational something. So until we are able,
descendants who
yes,
suffer
they will
for it.
inherit it. So unless we are able to go back in time to see among their ancestors which of them were cursed, then we have to meet him one-on-one in the
spiritual realm.
Not spiritual. It hasn't got into spiritual plane yet. No. When we are talking about the ancestors, they are not even qualified to go to the spiritual realm. We are not talking about that. I hope you understand what I'm saying. We are talking about from the plane of consciousness, the plane of astral, angelic plane, and the celestial plane. You understand me? So we have to go back in time and meet them one-on-one. What happened? Then he will narrate the story for us. Maybe he went and raped someone's wife. Maybe he had sex with somebody's wife. Maybe he stole somebody's money. Maybe he did something negative and the person cursed him. So this curse will be a generational something. You understand me? So all this, we the Hermetic masters, we transcend back in time and see the incident that happened and we solve it. Okay, so you can, when I will teach something free here, okay, because I'm always, you know, I want to share something. If you normally pour libation or you normally call upon your ancestors, I want you to know you don't pour libation with right hand. You don't summon your ancestors with the right hand. Okay, you don't invoke them with the right hand. You always invoke your ancestors with the left hand, and you invoke the spirits, which is the angelic bodies, okay, entities, with the right hand. Okay, I mean the gods. When I say spirit, I mean the gods. There's a difference between the gods and the ancestors. Okay, we Africa, we have our gods. Israel, they have their god, which is Yahweh and Tetragrammaton and Elohim and Adonai. They are all gods. These are the attributes of Yahweh. No, they are lying to you. They are all gods. Yes, we will talk about that maybe
some other time.
Yes. So we Ghanaian, Ghana as whole, we also have our god. Nigerian, they have their god. So we worship our gods through our ancestors. I hope you understand what I'm saying. So if you pour libation, you have to use your left hand to pour libation. So when doing so, the negative ones will come because they are your ancestors. They will come for feeding. You are feeding them, they will come. And the positive ones too will come. So what you do is that you pour the libation and mention some of your ancestors' name and say you are calling upon the good ones and the bad ones. But the bad ones should stay afar. They shouldn't come closer. It is your duty to feed them. You are not wicked as they were. So you are feeding them as a grandchild. You understand me? So they should stay afar. They shouldn't come closer to you. But the good ones should come closer to you with good fortune. When you do so, the bad ones will stay afar. And the good ones will come closer to you. But if you don't know and you pour libation, all of them will come. And when, you know, in this in this physical realm, negativity is more active than positive. You should know that. Yes, negativity is more active than positive, which is why if you have life, I mean electricity, if you have life without neutral, you will never get a light. You will never get a light. It is only, you know, the light is vibrant, but it needs its counterpart, which is the neutral, which is the female, to be able to do what? To light a light. So this earth, the negativity is more vibrant and active. So if they come, the negative one normally take ahead. The negative ancestors, they normally take ahead of you and start hypnotizing you with ideas. They fill you with informations, which is why you will see that many these African traditional worshippers, they normally delve into negativity. But meanwhile, the origin of that thing is not negative. They were not able to differentiate between the negative ancestors and the positive ones, because they even don't know. They don't even know there is positive ones and the negative one. Likewise, we have negative gods and the positive gods. Okay, for me, for instance, I normally say Yahweh is a negative god. Because yes, they shed blood and stuff. You know, no war, shedding of blood. But Elohim is a peaceful God. Adonai is a peaceful God. We will talk about that. We will talk about some other time. Okay, yeah,
they are all gods.
Yeah, they are. Which is why
it's not an like appealation for Yahweh.
Which is why in the Bible it says, "Let's make man in our own image and likeness." Let's make. It's a poor. Let's make man. Who was he talking to? He was talking with his fellow gods. He wasn't alone. So let's make man in our own image and likeness. I hope you understand me. So it wasn't only one God. No. There was Yahweh, Elohim, Adonai. They were all gods. It wasn't an attribute. They were all gods. We will come to that and we will give factuals. People can do their research on that. Okay. So your ancestors, you need them. Okay. If you are suffering, you need to know your origin. You need to know why you are suffering. Maybe all these atrocities were not from you. Maybe one of your ancestors went and committed his own sin and you are facing the consequences. So when you meet an emetic master, you'll be able to go back in time. He will translate back in time to see what happened, your karmic depth, and see what happened. If truly the cause was from one of your ancestors, he will make sure he will meet him and sit with him and talk to him and ask him what happened. And one, yeah. Etheric body plus etheric body, they will meet in the astral plane and they'll have their conversation. You always meet people in your astral journey when you sleep and have a dream.
Sure.
So it's astral projection, but that is unconscious. What we do conscious ones. That's what we do. We do conscious ones. So you need your ancestors. Do not run away from them. You can be religious, whatever. Okay. Tradition too is a religion. We are all religious. Religion simply means re-origin, going back to your source. Okay, so the occult, which is the spirituality, okay, the laws and do's and the don'ts and the theory and everything that is in it and the practices are what we call religion. So you need religion. You need your ancestors. You need to go back to your source. You need to know who you really are. You can accept Christianity or Muhammadan, which is Islam, or Hinduism, whatever. But it is very pity for a black man to throw away his origin. You can see a black man say to himself, he's an Hare Krishna. We all, look, we've borrowed our name. Right now, my name does not belong to we Africans. I'm called Dr. Mohammed. And my name is not from African. It's not from Ghana. I'm a Ghanaian. My name is not from Ghana. We borrow our name, our culture, and...
Don't you have any local name?
No. We borrow our name, our culture, our tradition, our gods, our costume, everything. Why? And you think you've given other gods more energy because your service is like an energy to them. I'm telling you, look, let me tell you something. If every Ghanaian is subordinate to our president, he feels so great and highly. But if he sees that there's a challenge, when he's going to do something, there is a law. There's a law, so I have to be very careful. There's something governing my stool, so I have to be very careful. So when everybody being subordinate to another god, your gods will become weak and stupid and foolish. Then the suffering will continue till thy kingdom comes. I'm telling you this.
Which kingdom comes?
Yeah, the kingdom that you believe in it.
Do you believe in that kingdom?
No, I don't believe in that kingdom.
But you just...
When I say that thy kingdom, because you've left your God, thinking that you are waiting for some thy kingdom. You understand me?
Sure.
And you thinking that yours is diabolic. Yours is more negative. So you have gone away from that. And you thinking what you are doing is the positive one. Meanwhile, that's the corrupted one. You understand me? We as a black man, okay, as a black we never practice negative. During the era of our ancient time, they don't steal. Okay, when you steal, you face the consequences. They don't lie. They don't rape. You know, there are things that
sure,
you know.
sure.
But
What's your take on this particular song? Do you speak Twi?
Not really.
Do you understand Twi?
Yeah, but not perfect.
So,
but maybe you can sing the song
okay,
and maybe
okay.
I can get along with it.
I want your, candid opinion
Okay.
about this song. Yenananum, yenananum, our forefathers.
Yes.
Yenananum suma bosum. Na
Almost like bosom.
yende, yes.
Like-
Yenananum, our forefathers worship the local god.
Okay.
In quotes.
Okay.
Yenananum, yenananum, yenananum suma bosum.
Okay.
Na yende, yebesum Yehovah.
Okay.
What's
Okay.
your take?
Excuse me, guys. Okay. And you see, this is a high ignorance. Okay. And excuse my language. Okay. Excuse my word. Okay. Let me tell you something. Our forefathers worship God. They worship God through their ancestors. Okay. And their concept and the beliefs that they had was that God is too unique and very far from mankind because we are too negative. We can't go close to God. We need to pass through somebody, which is our ancestors. Our ancestors are dead and gone. It means they were very close, or they are very closer to the Creator. Christendom, they believe, okay, Christ, which is Jesus, was closer to the what? To the Father. So you need to pass through the Christ and go to the Father. And now Jesus is also an ancestor.
No, they say Jesus is God.
He's since he's dead and gone, he's an ancestor. You should know that. Everybody, listen to me.
He resurrected.
Really?
That's what the Bible says.
I don't want us to delve into that. Okay, I will decode it one day for you to know. Jesus was dead. He is dead and gone. Okay, there's nothing like resurrection. It is an esoteric terms, which one day I will unfold it and you will see the secret clear. Okay, and Muslims believe that they have to worship God, which is Allah, through Prophet Muhammad. So you see, this is very interesting. Our forefathers believe they have to worship God, which is the Creator, through something, through their ancestors. Christians believe they have to follow God, worship God through Jesus. Judaic believe they have to worship God through Moses. Muhammadans, which is Muslims, believe they have to worship God through who? Prophet Muhammad. And when the year 360 degrees of the year approaches, Muslims sacrifice blood, isn't it, to their God. Our forefathers also did the same. They also do the same. They do ceremonies, sacrifices for their gods. Christians also do the same for their what? For their God. So all this is a form of blood. Why then are you calling yours a diabolic, but theirs is the good one? Why? We do things in common. Look, let me tell you something. If excuse me, my fellow friends, in previous faith, if you are a Muslim, go ask your sheikhs. Okay, the era of Jahiliyyah, which is ignorance. Our forefathers, that's what they called them. Okay, they have 360 gods, idols in that Mecca, that Kaaba. 360 idols, which represent the 360 degrees and the 360 days per year. Have you listened to me?
Meaning every day and it's God.
Yeah, it's a secret. There is a secret over there. Okay, and also they have to, if you go to the Hajj, okay, you have to rotate the Kaaba, okay, 360 degrees. So you see the circle, it represents 360 degrees. That is one. And also the Trinity, which Christians called, they said
Son,
God the
Father,
Father,
Holy
and the
Spirit.
Son, and the Holy Spirit. In Islam, they also have it. During the era of their ancestors, they have Lata, Manata, and Uzza. The Lata, Manata, and Uzza, they are all feminine, okay? Any Muslim that is watching me, you go and ask your sheikhs, go and ask your scholars. The Lata is feminine, Manata is feminine, and Oza is feminine. They should give you the masculine sign of these three names. Okay? They should give you the masculine sign of these three names. When you have it, you can just call me and have a dialogue with me. Okay, so all these things is a form of, there is no any perfect religion that says we shouldn't practice our culture. Islam has never said that. So do Christianity. Christ never said that. Why is it that? Because they want to hypnotize us and rule us, which is why they said the Christians should go away with the Old Testament, because in the Old Testament there is rituals.
It's basically like our tradition.
It is our, not basic, it is our tradition.
Yes.
Because Moses was black. It is our tradition. Everything. But they say we should go away with those things, because they know that the African mind is weak. So you need your ancestors, okay? If you are suffering with any problem,
how important is our ancestors to us?
How important is your father? That's the question. That's the answer I'm giving you as a viewer. Your father is so important to you, because through your father you know your origin. Okay, nobody except the concept of Christ, nobody has ever been into this existence without parents. Isn't it so? So it is very important for you to know the history of your ancestors. It is very important for you to be initiated by them or with them, to have the connection and the link. As I'm sitting here, every day I speak to my ancestors. Physically, I see them.
If you speak to your ancestors, what happens?
Ask him.
I mean, you've spoken to your
Yes,
ancestors.
I speak to them to know
What's
more about the family, to know more about the secrets that they kept in the family, okay, and what to do to free the family.
Can your ancestor, I mean, at a point in time, help you to prosper?
Yes, they brought you. They were your origin. If they wouldn't be alive, you wouldn't be there. Say they were the one who gave you. They were the one who constructed this mechanism. It was their sperms and the food that they took brought you into existence. So their consciousness and their tendencies is you. So if you are suffering, you have to go back to them. Ask them what happened. Well, why am I suffering?
Okay.
Right now, if your son or if your child is suffering, you have to come back to your dad. Why didn't you do any property for us? Why didn't you keep any money for us? Why didn't you open any account for us? Didn't you?
Why are you now speaking like an Arabian?
Because this is our concept. Every black man, he can go to school and do his degree, do his masters and whatever. The only thing that he is dying for is 3 or 2 things: to have his own house, his car, and his wife. It's okay. So we don't make good use of our intellect and the knowledge that we acquire.
You are preaching tradition right now.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, can you construct a sentence in any of our local languages?
Well, you see,
it's not funny.
Yeah, it's not. Let me tell you something. I grew up in a family whereby my dad is a Busanga, okay, and my mom, she is Adan. But very unfortunate, they were not speaking the language with us, okay. As I was saying, so my dad borrowed new language. Okay? That's Hausa. Okay. And also my mom also, she has to buy it, and so in the house we normally speak Hausa. For Hausa, so say kore da gaske.
Kai.
Kore har lafta hankali. You understand me? So I'm very good in Hausa because I once schooled in Nigeria before, so I'm very good in Hausa.
Are you a Ghanaian? Okay, yes.
I'm a Ghanaian.
You just
I'm
confirmed it.
Yeah, I'm a Ghanaian.
Okay.
I'm a Ghanaian. So in short, we need our ancestors in either to prosper and have self-comfortability and self-peace and self-awakening. That's it. Okomfo had enlightenment through his ancestors. He did miracle things that nobody has ever done that before. Why? Because he had his roots through his ancestors.
Okay, so basically, if you are suffering and you connect to your ancestors,
You will be okay.
they will definitely show
Not
you the
negative
genesis.
ones. Not the negative ones.
Okay. They will show you the genesis of
your
the suffering.
problem.
Yeah.
That's it.
For you to solve it.
Yeah, for you to solve it.
They will even tell you what to do.
Yes, they brought you into existence. Without them, you wouldn't go into life. I want you to know that, okay? Without them, you wouldn't be. Look, I once heard a pastor. Look, I was very confused and very sad of his preaching. He stood on his pulpit preaching to his followers that now, oh God of mercy, now he knows Christ. So he doesn't have any link with his family anymore. It is Christ who is his family. Oh gosh. It's very pathetic. Why? Then he changed his name and his blood and everything. I hope you understand what I'm saying. So Christ may be your family, spiritual, fine, he's good. But physical, consciously, unconsciously, in the realm of the mind, who is the mental world, your ancestors, they are your ancestors. You can never change that.
But some people have also ignored their ancestors, and
This is why they are suffering.
No, they are okay now.
No, let me tell you something.
No, I'm telling you that some people
they are not. They will never be okay.
They're okay.
I'm telling you.
They have money.
Let me tell you something.
They are okay health wise.
Let me tell you something.
They are happy.
Never okay. Let me tell you something. Happiness is to have inner peace. Inner peace. Money cannot buy inner peace. You can have the whole world, but in within you are not at peace.
You see, relax. Inner peace. I mean, you are not sick.
No, that's
relax. I'm coming. Someone at this point in time doesn't want to affiliate any ancestor. He or she is a Christian. He or she has its inner peace. Health.
He thinks he has inner peace.
He thinks.
Yes, but it's not.
He knows.
No. Let me tell you something. Nature always needs balance. Okay, the law of nature. Nature always needs balance, which is why you will see that in a time you see that maybe a disease or a virus will come and kill over thousands of people to depopulate the people. You understand me? Because nature always needs balance. So you may think that you have peace, but maybe in your children will frustrate you.
Then the balance is every
I'm telling you.
So
if you are dodging, you are running from your ancestors, and whatever it is that you are running from, they will take it from somewhere within you.
In this case,
but you may not know.
Okay, so in this case,
yeah,
someone is always with his or her ancestors, but then he's suffering.
Yes, he's suffering because he doesn't know what to do. Not by you sitting, pouring libation, doing things. So I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the full consciousness of your ancestors. Full consciousness. Not by doing ceremonies, sacrificing, sitting on the idol. No. For me, I know my husband, I don't have even one idol. They are all images. It is just something that to give you a focused mind, direct thinking, to be able to connect with them. I don't need that. I am the idol. This mechanism is full of idol, and the inner is the ancestor. So I don't need any carving something. I don't need anything there. All that is ignorance. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about full awareness, full consciousness, to be able to connect with your ancestors. Full consciousness, to have the connection with them. You don't need any second channel. You don't need to connect with something. You don't need to connect with any entity. The entity to direct it to your ancestors. It's foolishness.
Are you condemning our gods?
Listen to me. I'm not condemning any God. I'm rather putting people on the right track to know what the true worshipping of ancestors is, or service of the ancestors, and the, how should I put it, and the negative ones. Okay, you don't need any idol to connect with your ancestor. No. Where did they got the idols from? There was a time they didn't have that. Okay, this the course is under a course that we call it the course of symbolic. Okay, if you don't have direct thinking, you don't have direct connection, you need a symbol to be able to connect with something. Hope you understand me. So those days, our ancestors, they had to carve some images, okay, and they invoke their inner power within it, so that we'll be able to connect with them. So those images will give us some direct thinking that we are doing something. Okay, but in actual truth, we don't need those things. So our ancestors, they did miraculous things without an image.
Have you heard this statement before, that there is a God in this river, there's a God in this mountain? Do you believe in such
Not
statements?
I know.
Okay.
Because I always invoke them. They are my children. I always invoke them. I send them to do my errands when I want to. Okay, all that, I'm not talking about that. Okay, I'm talking about the self in within. When you awake the within, okay, your ancestors within, the Christ within, all creatures, all entities will become.
You have authority over them.
They will come under you. Okay, this is what our ancestors did, and they had more powers to rule and control. Look, can you ask anybody to show you one idol of Confanoche? They will only tell you he had this wand, Bodia. He was, he came to life with the Bodia. That's the only thing that they will tell you. Okay, you don't need those things. We don't. We need to awake within the ancestors within, the gen of your ancestors, the energy that is penetrating within you. It is more vibrant than the sticks and the idols. They are not in the idols.
Okay, so meaning your father can be a bad ancestor.
Yes, if he lived in the negative life, and you have his blood in you, so the blood is your father. I hope you understand me. So you can activate the blood. I mean the gen. You can activate it. That power within the blood is what I mean. When I'm talking about ancestors, I don't mean the status. I mean the blood, the gen.
Okay, wait.
The energy.
You made a particular statement which I want us to play emphasis on it.
Okay.
You said when you are pouring libation, and you got to a point that I mean you get to a point that you are pouring the libation, and you call them. You need to be specific here. You need to tell the bad ones to stay afar.
Yes,
for the good ones to come close. So for instance, if your dad or your mom was a bad person when he was alive, will you tell your mom or your dad not to come closer?
Yes. Listen to me. You only have connection with those people through your gen, but not by tendencies on spiritual abilities, not by purpose. You have different purposes, but you had connection through your gen because of the agreement that took place before you were reincarnated. There are people, they didn't reincarnated, but rather they incarnated. We have difference between reincarnation and incarnation.
Reincarnation and incarnation.
Yes.
In simple terms, how will you?
Reincarnation simply means all of us, we have reincarnated before, so we are unconscious about our previous life. So whoever is conscious, whoever came to this plane consciously about his previous lives, he didn't reincarnated, but rather incarnated. He came with the energy of the God, so he doesn't need any master to direct him.
So was Okonfanoche incarnated?
Yes, he was an incarnated being.
Incarnated.
Not an incarnation. I was incarnated being. Because I told you the other time that I have reincarnated 333. So I knew where I was before I came here.
So incarnated
yes,
person.
I was incarnated person. You understand me? So we need to know all that. And
I heard one of your people calling you Shehu.
yeah.
Shehu, thank you very much for having you.
That's what people call in our Zongo communities and stuff. That's what people, when you are knowledgeable, okay, and higher being in terms of spirituality, they give you that title. Sheikh simply means an old man. So
a learned man or
old man. Okay.
Yes, an old man.
Yes, an old man. So
yes, an old man.
Yes, because every old man is wise.
That's not true.
No, listen to me. To them.
Okay.
So every old man is wise and intelligent. Okay, so approximately, if we are going to be specific here on percentage, you can have more than 90% of old men. They are very intellectual being and very, wise.
Okay, so then Shehu simply means a wise old man.
No,
a wise and intelligent old man.
Put it that way.
Yes.
But
it can't be just an old man.
But the word in Arabic word sheikh simply means
it's what? Sheikh. Not Shehu.
No. Sheikh simply means an old man. You understand me? An old one. And mu'allim simply means a teacher. Okay, we have al-mu'allim or alimun. There are difference between this. You see, so all this, somebody can sleep and have a dream that his ancestor came to him, showing him something to do, teach him herbs and stuffs. Okay, you should know. You should first know this ancestor of yours. You should know his past tendencies before you practice in anything that he will teach you to do. If you don't know, do not practice that, because maybe it might end up in the wrong direction. Maybe he was bad ancestor, you don't know, and because you saw that in your dream and you went ahead and you see, do you know what dream is?
What?
Do you know what dream is?
Hold on. The dream issue, I want to have you on another day.
No problem.
I know what
that will
I'm
be very
saying,
interesting,
because it's broad.
Yes, that
and I
will be
want
very
to ask
interesting.
so
That will
many
be
questions.
very interesting. That will be very interesting. Very, very interesting. And you will be pleased with the answers that I will give it to you. I'm telling you.
I would love to go an hour with you on dreams.
I'll be pleased with that. And you will enjoy it. I will start from where dream starts and how we always engage ourselves into dreams. And you know what dream simply means. It's a very joyful thing. It's a very joyful moment one can ever experience.
Shame.
Yes.
The eye.
Yes.
The eye of Bisatumi Heba.
Yes.
I mean, tell me some, ingredients you use for your soup.
You see, I use herbs. Okay, herbs like sunflower. Okay, I use like something like I use like num. I use like what do you call it? This taimio. Okay, I use like these leaves. They call it nyanya. Okay, all these leaves, because I know, I don't use leaves ignorantly. Before I use any leaf, I must know the components of that leaf, and also I must know the energy that leaves absorbs from the sun. Each and every leaf absorbs energy from the sun.
Okay, so I want our viewers to know that you're on top of what you are saying.
Yeah.
So let's pick just a leaf.
Okay, let me give an example.
Tamio.
You see, taimio.
What are the components in there?
Yes, you see,
Okay.
taimio. You see, normally people use taimio for protection. Okay, because taimio has a face and characteristics of a planetary called Saturn. Okay, and Saturn also rule the regions of protections and witchcraft and bad and negative entities. Okay, that's the energy that it absorbs from the sun. Okay, So Taibo will also feed itself from that direction. Okay, so you see Taibo, there's a vitamin B and vitamin A. You understand, in Taibo. So if somebody needs blood, you can use Taibo at the same time. When you have had blood pressure, you can use Taibo. And if you have shortage of blood, you can use Taibo. And you have severe headache, you can also use Taibo. Okay, and it has a zinc in it. Okay, so if you want to, maybe you want to stop eating meat, you can use Taibo as your meat, because it does the same work as you take meat. You understand me? Because it has zinc in it. So all these things, if you are able to know all these things, and normally me, I'm a type of person that I'm able to assess any vibrations around me. So when I'm passing by and I saw a leaf, I can be able to connect with the direction, with the energy of the leaf, and know what he does. Okay, I'll be able to know the kind of work he do and everything. I'll be able to know, not by even asking anybody. You see, and I can able to also connect with your energy, to read you, to know you, to know who you really are. Okay, I will know everything. I will know maybe from here where you are going, what you are going to do, and everything. I can scan you, not by using any machine, but tapping your energy. If you know the laws of relativity is working here, then we know we are connected to everything. Your brain, your power of mind, and your magnetic force, and your attraction, and everything connect with mine.
No, but stop looking straight into my eye.
Oh, no, I'm not looking straight.
Are you tapping?
No, I'm just looking straight to the audience. Okay, I'm just looking straight to the audience. So,
in fact, you are on top of what you are doing.
Yeah, sure.
And may the Creator bless you more.
Bless you too.
Wow.
Bless you too.
I'm extremely happy meeting you today.
Me too. I'm very happy.
Wow.
I'm very happy.
Wow.
I'm very happy.
Wow. All right. The shewuka ina no me bone tofa o se ye nananom ehia pa se ye betai ne o medin sawoso na the key point ni bi ne o se wu yi apaye a ye de ensa benkum ne yi apaye ye mfa nifa no en yi apaye ye de benkum ne yi na u yi a ade ba ko a ye nim a wa kire ene ne se ugu apaye na wo frɛ wo nananom samanfo na papa ba bone ba na musa ne se den ne ma obi ye na nanoma oye boni na so bi wo te ase no ye nipa boni fo ye boni ahodo bebre no die wuko nti ono no osinsensinsen ma wakoye samantwentwen nti ono no frɛ a ono nso eba bi emfa wo se ye wo se uni wedi boni no wakɔ a obetimi aba enam se wo mo meduane di nti obi abɛfum bi seto nti eye wu tumi mu no bɛka se oye me na otirimu eden a enidie ma onka ho bi apapa ne nko ambra osesa akasa no kan tumi wom nti ebema abonefo na koichiri papapafo na ba na de wo pe no wenya medicike. Before you respect, subscribe to television CK na da ne de nyina no bo weni akoma ene me ba de eye shewu bisatumi heba empo de ne nsam one yaka no wa utie bi no utimi hu sede ne djuma yen so ebeko oni obi adele ema waye ne boni a monchro wase eno na mepe botaye tai television CK echi ni se yede oma omunim de ye nim ombetimi aboa adasa ena eba nti se oni obi adele esisi na wama me ho kwan
sure
semenka se tap bra type bra
na ni ame ye ne pa ko ni ni ano on type
on type so bra we dey said you no u be chantro ase ya
they are welcome, you know. I did have a person being cancer mo say
eh o country
yeah I did have a person being cancer mo say so u chantro e to ne paso na say yasa energy okay so person nya de body be mawa then don't do to others okay and this over be kano kra wo de say esisie bi kra po wo de kano tro no kra tro do me fa biya ya dai fura but say we we here me ba be say ni di abra enye sa me nko ntiawo because me nye bone da but mother nature no ankasa no oh baby on fa ntiawo
mo so mo ehwe no I mean ne contact ne handles for social media na scroll down video no ase no and some of the product and so na ochire mu no owonku wasrade esan so ewo perfume bi ne de keka ho a ne nyina no abode mu ene o mana ode aye ene me producer yimajewu dakramo
Yakrawu aya mene pia ya besiemwa enanu yakrawu